Good morning to you, everybody. It is a Tuesday, and I thank you for joining me for another edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. Great to have you here today. I hope that your week is going well. This morning, I would like to try to turn our attention to the book of Mark, Mark chapter 8. Mark chapter 8, and we'll start in verse 34. Now, before I go there, I want to make sure that we really unpack and maybe deal with some of the misconceptions, if you will, of what being a Christian really is. And when I say that, I think there's an Americanized view of following Jesus or an American view of Christianity that seems to suggest that what this is all about is just getting anything you want and everything being easy all the time. And if you ask Jesus into your heart and make him your Lord and Savior, you'll never have a problem ever again. And I'll be honest with you, that is not true. And it is a huge problem with American Christianity today. And there's no better place for us to look than at the words of Jesus when he talks about what it means to follow him. Look at the screen. Mark chapter 8, beginning in verse 34, says, "Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet forfeit their soul?'" Okay, now this speaks quite the opposite of the idea that everything is just roses and sunshine and ponies and pudding when you follow Jesus. Jesus said, look, if you want to be my disciple, if you want to follow me, then you need to understand that you're going to have to take up your cross. Now, for Jesus to say that to that crowd of people, he wasn't saying that you need to put on a necklace, okay? That's not the cross that he was talking about. He said, if you want to follow me and be my disciple, then you got to be willing to carry a cross, which means you got to be willing to get as uncomfortable as possible. You need to be willing to even die for me. Now, that's something that we in America, we really don't, that doesn't register with us. Now, other countries where it's considered a crime to even worship Jesus, they get it. Other countries that are facing that kind of persecution, but we don't. In fact, we have such, I think, a skewed idea of what it is to be a Christ follower that it doesn't take much to stop following Jesus for many of us. If we don't get a prayer answered, if we don't feel very comfortable with where we're at in life or in a current situation. And again, I'm not here to minimize all those uncomfortable things, but understand that the cost of Jesus Christ is everything. The cost is huge. But listen, the value is even bigger. The cost of following Jesus is big, but the value is bigger. The value of serving Jesus Christ. That's why Jesus said, what good is it if somebody gains the entire world, but then they forfeit their soul, they lose their soul? What good is it? And what's really important is our soul. What's really important is who Jesus is, and what he's done for us. And what really matters, what really matters is not how rich he makes us or how comfortable we become, but what really matters is how close we get to him. And friend, I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you today. Do not be tempted to base your commitment on your comfort. Base your commitment to Jesus Christ on what his word says we must do. All right? My time's up. I got to let you go. Love you. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.